To my mother, I wouldn't be the person I am today without you. This is the forward. We're going to start from the beginning. I'm so... Every moment of my life has led up to this moment, which is true in every moment of life, but this moment feels extraordinarily special. So, let's begin. Dear Explorer, thank you for your bravery. Picking this book up is a beautiful and intense step to discovering squishy parts of yourself. There might be many uncomfortable moments throughout these pages for us to explore together. Thank you for being here and going on this journey with me. I owe you a hug next time we see each other. If you consent to one, of course. I was 11, sitting in a booth at a buffet in Las Vegas as my mother gambled in the attached casino. I had been given a paper kid's menu and a handful of off-brand crayons in the primary colors. Having completed the maze and word searched, I turned it over and started writing a poem. Like a snake. It spoke about slithering down the path of life, entering darkness and welcoming its embrace. Looking back, I can plainly recognize the signs of depression. The waitress with the dark brown hair, crispy from the amount of product she used in creating the crown atop her skull, silently read it. Paper menu still in hand with the blue wax smear, she asked where it came from, and all I could tell her was that I didn't know. But you were just there, she stammered. All I could do was shrug in bewilderment. This collection spans over 12 years. The first 11 poems are from the ages of 16 to 18, the time my story was being written by everyone else but me, it felt like. From religious trauma to being abandoned. The 7 poems after that span my 27th year of being on this rock flying through space. It was an eye-opening year of experiences that helped sort some pieces into their places and discard others that no longer served me. With every breath out, I am shedding layers that have been placed upon me by others. With every breath in, I am gracefully donning robes of my choosing. I am accepting that it is none of my business what other people think of me. I owe no one above myself. I respect the gifts I have been given, and I deserve to hear my story. Thank you for being here to receive it and come along this trek with me. You don't have to read this book in order. I'm going to today, though. If you want a nice, gentle poem, I would recommend going to page 45 to Tell Me a Story. It's a very sweet poem. It's almost a love poem, almost. After living in a van at the back of a parking lot in Laughlin, Nevada for a couple of months when I was 11, we moved to Arkansas, where I am still. I was enrolled in a middle school and had the honor of being introduced to slam poetry. I entered the contest the school put on, and I won. At 16 and in high school, I saw a flyer for a teen poetry slam happening at the public library. The day of the event arrived, and I had a horrendous miscommunication with my mother. In response, she grounded me, took custody of my cell phone and house keys. I, of course, decided that I was going to still attend the poetry slam after school. I met 3 people there that day who would change my life. I started going to bars, sandwich shops, cafes, and bookstores to participate in poetry slams. There I met a man twice my age who would like to tell me I was special and recite lines of my poetry back at me in a form of praise. I was flattered by the attention and felt mature. I started to turn to these adults for what I thought was love and protection instead of my mentally unstable mother who was doing her best. Or the teachers who didn't know how to help me beyond letting me have lunch in their classrooms. A I'm grateful for those empty rooms and the sanctuary they provided. It gave me space to cultivate my thoughts into journals that would eventually be read and marked by Mother. As if my perception was there to be scored on how it made her feel. Her life was always about her. Now I cultivate and nourish a life all about me. When is it your turn? You deserve it. You are worthy and loved. Thank you for taking up space and being loud. Thank you for having a laugh that makes strangers glance over. Thank you for finding the 5-year-old within and embracing them without judgment. Thank you for sharing space with me. I once wrote in a journal years ago about how I felt like a scrying mirror for others to gaze into. Writing has often felt like piano wire being pulled through my veins. Sometimes it has felt like sprinting across thorns, barefoot. There are passages of how it's felt like I've just been bleeding upon the page to desperately get all of the poison out. We have all been fed pollutants just by existing in society. The same strychnine diet your parents, grandparents, and so on and so forth have been told to thrive on, fed empty calories in the form of organized religions that say that you must suffer to earn your happiness. You deserve to be honest to the unconditional creature of love that you enter into this world as. It's still there within us all, and I want to aid in finding it and holding space. I want to tell you about the safe place I've built to help aid in healing my inner child. It's a field of tall, soft grass, slowly blowing in the wind where little Islaya, the one worth fighting for, reads in the nook of a weeping willow tree, chases butterflies, goes swimming, and creates bubbles that never burst. I want to help you build your own safe space. I've included thought-provoking prompts and pages purposely there to be used, so please, please, please write. I beg of you. Anything, something. The next part has to come with a warning. I feel mainly for legal reasons. Destroy responsibly. Take safety precautions. I need you to rip the journal pages out and release them into the universe. I've left them unnumbered for this exact reason. They're not part of my book. They're part of your story. I want you to have them and to feel safe. Shred them with your teeth, douse them until they're abstract art stains of ink, or even set the whole freaking book on fire after filling it out. It's up to you. You're free. I know intimately what it feels like to be so violated that there is no safe space to run to. My journals have been read by my mother and abusive partners. I stopped writing. I felt the poison slipping back down to where I didn't have to ask for permission to wreck my life. I clawed at my skin to just feel something. Bit by bit, I have been able to let go of the pain that isn't mine to hold. I wish upon you to receive the same graces. Let me give you permission to be scared, ugly, and vulnerable, here on paper. May it overflow into your life when it is safe. Be violent with your art, not your heart. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, witnesses. Thank you, Really Low Effort Games, Raiden Harris, Ashley Hope, Maddie Robinson, and Josh Wyatt. Thank you.